Uh-oh. You hear that? That's the tea hitting the pavement. Over here on Word on the Curb, we don't sip, we spill. Word on the Curb, where the tea hits the pavement. Let's get into it. It's Angela, your favorite internet bestie, and we got the vibe. We rocking the housewives, politics, and celebrity gossip, all wrapped into one show. Good evening, and I'm back. And I thought I'd come down here and give you my review of the episodes of the Polygamist series or limited series on Netflix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and kind of give you my recap. So it's kind of going to be not in really any order because I'm going to kind of go through the characters. And then on Thursday nights, I'm going to do episodes. So we'll probably do like 3 episodes a week or so, 3 or 4 or something like that. And then where we can kind of really talk about it because this was one good series. I was really pleasantly surprised with this series of I usually watch a lot of African shows on Netflix anyways, but this was a good one, hands down. Even though mine's automatically selected English. So at first I didn't really notice like and I didn't notice that because it was very subtle, but it kind of got like something wrong with my TV. But once I'm watching it because my daughter, I didn't realize it was like in Zulu or something like that because my daughter was telling me she was reading, the captions. She said, so then when she figured out she could put it in English, because mine had already it just automatically did it for me. And she said, then she felt a little weird. She said, I felt like I was watching a Kung Fu movie. But, or the way my internet is doing now, I feel like it's doing that. So we can talk about it. So welcome to Word on the Curb, where the tea hits the pavement, honey. And so we're going to review the Polygamist. And I thought it was good. Once you get to sitting, I started watching it on a Thursday evening. I said, let me check this out. I've seen people talking about it on Facebook. So I started, and then I'm like, oh. And so each episode is about 30 minutes long, 25, 30 minutes, something like that. So you got 22 episodes. So it's probably about, it's a little less than a half an hour. So it's less than 11 hours. Okay. But the show is good. It really is. It's good. So I'm going to start here. I want to try to let people get in. Look, I done left my coffee over here in the microwave. Let me go here and get it real quick. And then we'll get going. Because I don't know why I did that. But hold on a second. Okay. Let's get it going. I'm back. So I was like, what did I just watch? Because like I said, I only really seen one person on my timeline talk about it. And I said, well, let me go over there and give it a watch. So this is a setting in Africa. I don't know which country, maybe Johannesburg. I don't know. But these people are well off. He's some kind of CEO of maybe a construction company. So he's a developer, something like that. Some kind of big time contractor. Well, anyways, so look, I had to get my little information together because I was It was hard for me to try to remember those dang on names. So I'm going to tell you who I associate these characters with some of the shows I reviewed. So this is the Gamora family. And we have wait a minute. Jadassi? Whatever. It's the husband. Jonas, I want to say Jonas is what they were saying. So I don't know if they're saying Jonas was what they said on the screen, but it looked like Janassi on my paper, or we're going to say Jonas. Jonas is the male character. He is the father. He is the husband. He's the brother of Magesh. Okay. Jonas is the polygamist. Okay. So he is married to Joyce. Now, let me tell you, these people are in their 40s. So he did have a birthday on there where he turned 45. So I'm imagining his wife is somewhere around that age. And I'm like, I don't know too many people in their 40s with the name Joyce. So watch out for a damn Joyce. 45, Joyce ain't playing no games. Honey, when you meet a person that's young named Joyce, you know she about to pop the shit off. So also in this limited series, you have to pay attention to each and every detail because it means something. Because it's going to do a lot of going back and forth, okay? So we have Joyce. We have Magesh, which is the brother. The children of Magesh, stepkid and kid, is Sarah and Freedom, okay? Their mother name is Essie. Then we have the Gamora children, which are children of Joyce and Jonas, Mapoon, and Mincy. Okay. And then they have a newer, a little kid. I don't know what the heck he's Quasimodo, I think. Some Quasimodo, something to that effect. So then we have wife number 2, supposedly, is Matipa. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's see. I don't know how that happened. I'm like, what the world is this? I'm getting feedback. So there was wife number 2. And then we have side chick. Well, wife number 2 is side chick too. So side chick, Matipa, wife number 2. And Lindy, side chick number 2. So then we have Mama Grace, which is Joyce's mom. So those are the characters. I ain't about to go into everybody else, but this is the setting. We're in a country in Africa. These are affluent people, far as the Gamoras are concerned. So he's an affluent man, a narcissist. Okay. So it starts off, we know that Joyce, she is some kind of social media influencer. Okay. So when we first see, the first scene we get is the funeral scene. Okay. And she's there bending down over his corpse and mumbling some things. And then say, you thought something about to death do us part. And fuck you. See where you at? And fuck you. I'm going to kin this lady to more of a Melody character from Love and Marriage Huntsville, a little bit. And then I'm going to say the Gamora character is kind of like a Martell. So we can kind of give it the reality world. Or you want to, the reality world. But Martell times 3,000, okay? So you can kind of get the gist of it. Then the Matipa, that character is Coleslaw. All right. So she the coleslaw, okay? But we got a lot of moving parts here. So it starts out that way, but then it backs it all the way back up. So they move it. I think it said, hold on. We get to a scene where it shows him she comes to a place, because it's kind of like a back and forth. I'm not even gonna try to be in chronological order. We're gonna get there. It starts, so we at the we're going from the funeral to what happened 5 years prior. Okay, so we're going back in time, and the wife Joyce is at a house and she's calling his name. She said, Jonas, Jonas, Jonas. She's outside. Jonas comes outside and she invites him to this thing that she got going on, because she is this influencer and she's trying to get this campaign with someone. Okay, so she's going to be their person, right? So I think the thing that she's selling is a lifestyle. Her brand is she's married, and she's kind of living like Shamia. She got all the things. So when she goes live, there's like 16,000 people on her live. I wish I had 16,000 people over here. Y'all come in and like and subscribe, okay? So that kind of pushes my algorithm out there and get me the views. So anyhow, so she tells him about where he needs to be, because she is actually planning a 20-year vow renewal. He's like, what? Now he there with his woman, because he has actually left his wife. He has left his wife. She's only wanting at this point to seem like they're married or everything's going, because it's, that's how she's making her money, So he's living there, and he's like, I'm not calling. And then the girl was like, why are you here at my house? Mind you, the house that they're at is their first house. He done took the side chick to the first house. Now, let me tell you about this side chick, Matipa. Matipa was the side chick of his brother, right? So she bends out, because they're all working in the same company. So the brother helped her get a job there. The brother is Magesh, who is married to Etsy. Y'all better keep up with me. So the brother is married to Etsy. And so he's cheating on his wife with this girl, Matipa. So this man is willing to leave his wife, because the wife found out about it, him messing around with the girl. The wife fronted her at the looked like the nail shop, and beats her down there. Joyce ain't no joke. So he goes back and tell her, basically she's acting low class. Why do you act like that, or whatever? And she kind of gives him, she gives him feedback, because a man like him, he don't want nobody talking back to him. He's a narcissist to the highest power. You are supposed to be, here, and he's here. So you don't talk shit to me. So she says whatever, and he decides to leave. And that's how he's over there with that lady. So, the wife calling her all kind of whores and stuff right there, because, bitch, you was a whore. I don't know if the wife knew that she was messing around with Magesh, but Magesh, they kind of had words about her, but, basically, he saw what he wanted and he took it. Her whole goal was to get with a powerful man. So Magesh, when is as powerful as his brother, because his brother is the CEO of the company. Well, anyways, in this crazy, crazy, crazy ordeal, we have Etsy. Etsy, because each person kind of gets their own story, their backstory. Etsy is Magesh's wife. But Magesh's wife seems so consumed about what's going on with what's his name? Jonas and Joyce. To the point that her daughter was like, okay, this is giving, why are you so vested? But they know why, because we don't know why, but they know why. Turns out Essie is actually Jonas's second wife. And the backstory we get, because Jonas actually was with Etsy first. Etsy is a bigger lady. And she's always like, the bigger girl in these group of women. Etsy is the one who, I want to say more like a Rasputia for Norbit. Not saying she's big like that, but she was kind of like his protector, She's his protector. She is who he can let his hair down with. She's funny or whatever. So Etsy, she was like, when Jonas and her, because she was like the one when Jonas was messing around with other girls, she was kind of be the girl that, kind of keep him from getting in trouble with the other women, because she be his like, okay, his firewall. So if he got this girl over here, she gonna take this other girl over here, so he wouldn't get caught up. But one time when he was doing that and she was helping him, he was like, basically, if you would let me be your man, he said, I would love you and all this stuff. Well, she had a guy that she was dealing with at one point in time, and the guy was like beating on her. But prior to that, Essie saved Jonas. Let me back it up. Saved Jonas, because we're going back into teenage years. Saved Jonas from getting beat up by a bunch of people. He was getting beat up, and she jumped in it, basically. So she was his protector, okay? That's the role she plays. She's his protector. She protects his secrets. So as her being the protector, she's also the one who is responsible for him getting to university. Jonas was raised in the slums, right? And he's raised in the slums. His mother is not around, so I think his mother had died, and his dad is drunk. So it's him and his brother. So as they, kind of go into a relationship, because he actually stood up for her like she did for him when her boyfriend at the time was about to jump on her. And the guy, to the point where the guy put a pow at his head. He was like, do it. Like basically daring him to do it. But the guy ended up leaving or whatever. So those two kind of got together. So, they have this love affair. So, and he was talking to her once. I'm just wondering if he already knew she had money saved. Because like Etsy, she like does hair or whatever. Etsy had been saving money. And Etsy, he was talking about him not being able to go to university because they don't have the money. He thought his dad would have the money saved for him to go, but he doesn't. His dad is a drunk. And she's seen the potential in him because he's smart. She's seen he's smart, but he's just a lover boy. She's seen the potential in him, and she said, here, I got money, you can have it. Because I know you're going to be something, and I don't want to, hold you back. And that really touched him. So he goes on to university. He talks to her all the time. She has to go to like a public phone and talk to him that's in the village or whatever. So when he was supposed to come home, because the last time they talked on the phone was 2 weeks before he was supposed to come home. But this girl walks by, and he was like, okay, I got to go and this, whatever, because he's about to go and try to talk to this girl. Well, this girl, it makes it seem like that is Joyce. He meets Joyce at university. Well, Joyce and him, I guess, get together. Essie is expecting him to come home and call. He didn't. So years go by, right? She hadn't heard from him, but then she seen that he got married. Okay. You know, I heard kind of, you know, a little sad, but you know, she going on with her life. But I guess he had told her when he makes some money, the things that he was going to do for her, he was going to buy her dream car. So he comes back after it's been, I think, 8 years, because by this time she has her son, and her son's name is Freedom. And because he was wondering if her son was by the guy who was beating her up. So he comes back with this car, and he inquires, you know, like, what's been going on with her. I told you when I made it, because you were the one who like invested that seed for me to make it in life. Here is the car of your dream, because it's the car she said that she wanted. You know, when they probably having pillow talk and the things that she would like. Well, the car of her dreams, and he brings it there, so they go for a ride in it. So when they come back, he tells her, because she knows he's married, he asked her to marry him. And he said he'll talk to his wife about it, you know, but he loves her, and he wanted her to be his second wife. So they have a whole, you know, their cultural ceremony. I mean, they do the things, you know, he has on whatever tribe, you know, kind of garb they wear. I'm not going to say costume, but, you know, he has on this tribal outfit. And, you know, they make that, I can't make the noise, but they make the noise and all that stuff. So they get together. So in Essie's story, she agreed to this. And when she figured he hadn't told his wife anything, and she's like, I'm not no secret, you know, I'm not like the side chick or whatever. He's like, okay, but you know, these different things. The father-in-law is Joyce's dad. Joyce's dad has this company. So he kind of, what happened is Jonas married into wealth, right? So he married into wealth. He got this company, but there's different contracts or whatever, because he's probably working his way up within the company at the time, before the father-in-law dies. And he, you know, he ain't want to fuck that up, basically. That's how that's looking. He ain't fucking that up. So I'm gonna have to talk to my wife at a later time. Well, later never happens. So let's get to where he and Essie are now expecting, right? So he and Essie are expecting. He had bought, so he's at the baby store, you know, and he's there with Essie, and Joyce is there. So they run into each other. And she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I had to bring her for my brother. This is my brother's wife. She'd never met. She says, my gosh, she's married? Magash is married? Yeah, and then, you know, so this is how, so they're supposed to be sister-in-laws. And Essie's looking like, oh, you know, she's kind of giving her a stank face a little bit. But basically, okay, so she goes along with it. So he gets his brother to go along with it. But this lady is pregnant with his baby, okay? This baby name is Sarah, okay? So they have girls at the same time, okay? So it's Sarah and what's the name, Mafoon? Because they already got Menzie. Menzie is already born. So Sarah and Mafoon are about the same age, okay? So they're going to have daughters that play together. They're going to be raised as cousins. All right? So that's the whole story on Essie so far, okay? So when, so the brother-in-law keeps up this whole, you know, that that's my wife, to his sister-in-law, okay? Magesh does that. So we're gonna go back to him and the side chick together, which Matipa, and she's letting him know he better come to that dang on he best to come to that renewal of the vows, because she's having this big rollout. So she said, your suit's gonna be ready, and this and that, the other, is already ready. So in the meanwhile, the kids are all about to go out or whatever. They're going to get the cousin / half sister, and they're going to a party. And then with the sister, Miffune's best friend, Lindy. Well, this is what happens. You have the mother, she's at home, and she gets a divorce filing in the mail. She calls him and let him know she ain't signing that shit. So then she sneaks into their old house where him and the side chick Matipa / wife number 2, but not really wife number 2, really not wife number 3. She goes in and set the house on fire. So, he was going to let that slide, right? But the lady goes to jail. Joyce goes to jail because the side chick called the police on her. He pissed because even though I'm sending my wife through hell, we still have appearances to keep up. He said, we don't let other people know our outside business. So why did you call the police on my wife? So, he goes to get his wife out, and basically she agrees to sign the divorce papers as long as he comes to do the renewal. So they have the vow renewal. He finally shows up because she don't know if he's really showing. She kind of a little nervous behind it, but she see the side chick first. She comes, and then the man, he gets there. So, they having a good time. They putting it on. Joyce got one of her, I think this man's supposed to be like a minister or whatever. I don't get it. The man is supposed to be marrying him, but it's his wife. She, I guess, tells her husband, whatever deal he got going on with them, it ain't about to damn happen if them two got kind of get a divorce. So, because, the mom, everybody know this is a side chick here. They make it, the people who's close to her make us snide remarks. Now, Miss Essie, she know what the fuck is going on. So she, she knew that she was in jail earlier that day. And she's like, I got to go to this because I want to see what's going to happen. Because she in jail, and then she going to have this wedding vow renewal, and they ain't even together. Reason why Essie know all the damn business, because Joyce considered her a friend. This is my sister-in-law. So she telling her business, going to her for, getting her opinion, all the stuff we do with our sisters-in-laws when you cool with them. I said, because if Essie would have been like, act like she didn't like her or something about her and kind of was real standoffish, I don't think it had been a big issue. But it was a very big issue for Joyce because I confided in you. And come to find out, she was really wife number 2. This thing is still turning. So they have this renewal because everybody's, this is a big thing. So he comes in, they put it on, and they kiss and all this stuff. But then, he still asked her to sign. She signed it. But at that moment, he wanted her so bad. He just wanted his wife so bad and everything else that they spent the night together. At first, she didn't know how to take it. They spent the night together because she was desperate she really wanted her husband back. So, so she basically was like, I don't want to never go through what I went through before. I don't want to, it's like, I want, you know how men do that shit. Kind of how Martell did Melody, then still fucked her over. But this man fucks her over big time. And so she's, explaining, I don't know, So here, the side piece thing, she's going to try to throw her weight around to make the wife, because she kept calling the wife old and all that shit, because she young. Calling the wife old, and you did something to make him stay. Because a man don't want to stay where he don't want to be stay, where he don't want to be. Well, anyways, after going through all that, the wife was, he was really acting like he was trying to, bring his family back together, because they've been like estranged for like a year. They had just had this little baby. So the baby, he's like a toddler, right? So they got these teenage kids and this toddler. So they, they're trying to work it out and whatever. They go on trips and whatever. The side chick really tries to entice him back, because she's telling him, then she'll, let the wife know. And the wife said, look, basically, bitch, I'm the one running this show, not you, because what the wife does, she's very good at PR. So, if you try to put whatever out, because, these are high society people about them, because she, she's real classy. She knew how to flip it. She knows how to pivot and make it look in her favor. So, and the side chick, she young and dumb, because she couldn't handle the wife, basically. Couldn't nobody handle the wife. The wife is a mess. But the wife, started putting her all back into it, kind of let her guard back down again. Only to find out because, first she made him fire her from the job, got rid of her. And then she was pissed. She was going to try what's her name? The side chick, Coleslaw. We call her Coleslaw. The side chick, she was going to try to sue the company. She was going to do all this kind of shit. So then the guy who actually did the ceremony, she turned herself on to him and went to work for him. So the wife, Joyce, and Jonas, they're out to eat, and he sees her over there with him. And while the wife is out, she went to the bathroom, and he goes over there and wanted to know if she was fucking him. I'm like, why do you care? He mad. All of a sudden, the girl's like, okay, this motherfucker still care. So I think she calls him over to somewhere, like to one of the work sites, and they get it on. However they get it on. They don't really show, but anyhow, this woman gets pregnant. I'm like, is he for sure these twins? Because the lady gets pregnant with twins. I'm like, but she was messing around with the preacher. Now she'd already been messing around with the brother and the brother. Then she started messing with the younger brother, because Magesh is the older brother. Jonas is the younger brother. Then we have the preacher man, or whatever the hell he's supposed to be. You messing with him, and that's the friend of the family. I'm like, really? I don't think most men would be trying to leave their wives for real hoe. That would be just like Coleslaw messing around with Marceau and Maurice and Chris too. He's like, what the fuck? So, anyways, this younger, because their body is popping or whatever. So you think it's over and done with. So there's a situation where he's supposed to go to the United States on a trip or whatever. The wife had a pregnancy scare, and she don't want to get pregnant again, because she feels like he wants her to have a baby, but she don't want to have a baby, because she remembered when she was pregnant, and after she had that baby, because once she had the baby, they wouldn't really having relations, because he was fucking this young girl, right? So he messing around with the young girl, come home, he couldn't do nothing. This woman, she wanted him. He wouldn't do nothing. Oh, I'm tired or whatever. So she didn't want, she figured that's how the situation happened with the younger girl. So she did everything to try to keep this marriage together. The kids, the daughter is looking at her mama sideways, like, y'all just gonna act like he wasn't gone for a year, and we just gonna come back and basically be kumbaya? Because even when they were not together, and the mother Took all the kids over there. No, take all the kids with you and dropped them off. Gave them the baby and all of them. And I'll be back on Sunday. So they've been around this side chick before, you know. So, because even the side chick tried to come to the house, and the girl and basically get the man, just walk in the house and talk shit, and gonna give him basically an ultimatum. And I know you did something to blackmail him to stay. The daughter, who's all about probably about 17 or so, basically was saying, you can have any man you want. Choose better for yourself. And then the side chick was like, you need to stay out of grown folks' business. Okay? So he's supposed to be taking this trip. The daughter was coming back from a walk, and she said he was asking her what she would like for him to get for her from the United States. She said, I don't know. I'll call you. So, like I said, the mom had this pregnancy scare. So the mom had scheduled to get herself get her tubes tied. So the mom and the mother, Mama Grace, they go to the hospital. But she decided, I don't want to, do something like this and my husband not know what's going on. So she changed her mind. And then the doctor was like, there's other Gomorrahs here. It's kind of busy around here because the Gomorrah wife just had twins. It's like Gomorrah, because I think the mother has seen the husband at the hospital, and she was letting her daughter know he's here, but he's supposed to be in New York or somewhere in the United States. So she comes running out of there looking, and finds him and that girl together holding twins. The ultimate deception here. She couldn't believe it. Not only you cheated on me, he said, oh, she got me at a moment when I was weak and all this kind of stuff. And the woman sitting here looking like, what? So she's, he comes back to the house, and she's just distraught that her husband, did this to her. You didn't went and made a family with this woman. So, she's still thinking about her social media imprint. Well, so one day, I guess he was decided he was going to go by and check on the twins. And she begged him not to go. She holding on to him. He kind of like dragging her, and she don't want him to go. I'm like, girl, if you don't collect yourself and get yourself together, this man. And then finally, he kind of suck her out, do one of these like he's gonna walk back in the house with her. But then he takes off ready to jump in the car. She's kind of get on, grab the car or whatever, making a fool because her mother turns around and see her out there like that. So he goes over to visit Matipa, the side chick. And Matipa mom is there. Matipa mom comes in, and she's very upset that her grandkids are basically were made in adultery. And that, but Matipa's like, this man, they're made out of love. He loves me or whatever. Like, he's married, is what her mother was saying to her. And where is he at now? So he finally gets there, right? You know what he come there for? He comes in there because he wants some sex from her. But she had a cesarean. She's like, we ain't supposed to have sex for 6 weeks. First of all, she's tired. She got twins, and she didn't have any help. And her mother finally made it there. But her mother made it there the same day he gets there. But he wants sex from her. And she says, I can't. So they're kind of in the hallway, but at an angle, if you look, you can see the mother sitting there with the twins, but she has her back turned towards him. He said, well, do what that mouth would make that mouth do what it do. He said, feel me. And he hard as hell. So she has to go down on him. Her mother in another room, because all it takes for her mother just to stand up and turn around. You can see him getting his dicks up. So I'm like, are you kidding me? You sitting here with these twins, you ain't getting no sleep. And all this man can think about is his hard ass dick. Well, so the mother was saying, also had told the girl, because the kids need to be Christian or baptized or whatever. And they needed to have a ceremony for the kids. But she know how that was gonna work because you with a married man. Well, since all this is going on, and his wife has this big campaign that she's doing with this brand. So she was trying to figure out what to really do with this. The girl knows she has a campaign. She's jealous of the wife. They're playing it for the public. So the girl goes on social media and posted the pictures of him, her, and the twins. And people were asking, like, what's this? In the meanwhile, before this, she had talked to her husband and her brother-in-law. Since he didn't have these kids with this girl, how do you feel about making her the second wife? What the fuck? The brother-in-law, I guess, is like, are you sure about this? And she said to her husband, I'm surprised you ain't jumping for joy. He was trying to hold it together, but honey, he came there with some kind of paper to the side chick. And she thought that whatever this paper was must have been like his intent, whatever he's going to do with the kids or giving the kids his last name, something to that effect. And she knew that she figured he was leaving his wife because then he was like, no. Basically, you would be the second wife because she was like, you can come, you can live here. Where's your luggage? You don't left her. He's like, I'm not leaving home. But you could be my second wife, basically, is what he said to her. And basically, my first wife, basically, you're going to respect her. She was like, what? I'm not going with this. So, because the first wife would let him know every night he needs to be at home. You ain't to spend that damn night over there. You're going to be here with me. So, the second wife / third wife, but pizza, whatever her name is, that coleslaw chick, she was like, she would try to like hold things over the first wife head and basically trying to say, like he wanted her because she's younger and all those kind of things. And that lady Joyce said, honey, I got your whole life in the palm of my hand, honey. He over there because I let him be over there. And what Jonas finds out is both of the wives, since she the wife now, she acting like the wife. Plus, she got these situations where he ain't helping her with them babies like that. So she's stuck with these kids, and he doing what the fuck he want to do. So, he come over there, try to get some ass. She said, I'm not doing it. And he was like, you was okay with it when you was, when we went married, when you was just the other woman. But now you're a wife, and you acting like a bitch. So, because neither one of them want to give him none, So he has a birthday. But he has a birthday, and he spends his birthday with Essie. Mind you, the first wife don't know nothing about Essie. Neither does the second wife. Second / third wife / coleslaw side chick. They don't know about Essie. Essie knows about everything. Because, that's the one he can, he can go out to, I think it was like, what's it called? Sweats. It's in the, kind of in the, because, he lived high society. He kind of, he built a house, excuse me, I forgot to say this. He built a house for Essie while she was pregnant with the daughter Sarah. He built her a house, a 2-story house, and it was kind of outside of the ghetto, basically. And so Soweto or something like that. So she, had a nice house, but they're not rich like he is with his wife and his children, his other children. Because Essie's daughter is raised like their cousin. But the daughter knows that's her dad. And Joyce kind of says some things where she kind of figures that Magesh can't be the daddy because he don't seem like the dad. Well, he spends the day with because before they do the birthday, there was a scene, honey, and they is getting it on. I'm like, what the fuck? He fucking the brother's wife. He already took the brother's side chick. Now he fucking the wife. Then so they bring it back, and then so they give you Essie's story. So then they have a birthday cake for him and everything. In the meanwhile, side chick, second wife, Matipa, coleslaw type chick, comes over to the wife's house and want to know where the husband is. And she was like, basically, I know you done did something or whatever, trying to, come there combative with the wife. The wife's like, what? She said, well, when you find him, you let him know I'm looking for him too. Is he? Because she said, you act like he's on my hip. Like I didn't said something to keep him from leaving me and coming to you. So he spent the day with Miss Essie, honey, and they getting it on. She done made cake, got a cake for him, a chocolate cake. He spent the time with her and Sarah and what's her name? Freedom. Freedom don't care for her. Freedom know what's going on, but like I say, the main house, they know they're oblivious to everything. Sarah is jealous of the relationship the other children had. And what sent her into a tailspin is because how he claimed these twins. So mind you, they were going to have to Christian the twins and have a ceremony. But the place that they was going to have the ceremony for them at was double booked. So he decides to have it at his main house with his wife, his first wife. So the first wife see all the decorations and stuff going up. She's like, what the fuck going on? And then she goes off on the side chick, second wife, coleslaw type chick, saying, you did this behind my back, didn't even consult me, because, they're sister wives now. And she said, no, Jonas planned this. She said, I thought Jonas would have said something to you. She didn't know nothing about it. So that angered her. Then, they had to take pictures. It was him, the twins, and the second wife, coleslaw, actually third wife. They're all taking pictures. Then they made the two wives take pictures with the baby. So she got to hold the baby. I'm like, ain't no way in the fuck. She's embarrassed. And they're kind of, because her and the second wife, they're kind of having it out. Now, mind you, Essie is there. Essie is there. Essie is there. So is Sarah, because, this is a big thing. And the family is supposed to wear cream. But Sarah's not included in this. So, Sarah's kind of, tripping. He claiming these kids. She wants to have a coming of age party. And the coming of age party that she wants to have, I said, I guess must be like akin to a quinceañera. Her real daddy is supposed to be there. So she was like, she's having it. Because even at his birthday, Sarah took pictures of him. He told her don't post them online. They took pictures like a family. But Sarah has to be the one in the dark, kept as a secret. So he's my uncle, but really he's my daddy. So Essie is there. She here there for the drama. Well, Mafoon, the daughter of Joyce and Jonas, has a boyfriend. And she's saving herself, And, he's waiting, but, she's bragging that, he's going to wait. So she knows. So Sarah, they hang out together. So Sarah feeling like, because Sarah's already been to their house and stole her iPhone because she wanted an iPhone, but she didn't get one. So she stole the iPhone, and, they had the finder on there. They go to the house to look for it, because they know it's in Soweto or whatever it is. And she's like, well, you can go look at your friend because she lives over there too. Well, anyways, so she's kind of jealous of, she's not as rich as them. Her dad does not claim her around them. She's the secret. So the sisters, Mufun, however you pronounce that name, I don't know. She has the boyfriend. So Sarah asked the boyfriend to come help her do something. She takes him up to the room, to her sister / cousin's room, and go down on him. The sister comes in the house looking for something, and she goes up to her room and she catches him in there. So it's a big, the girl, she is screaming, hollering, everything. So the mothers, everybody goes upstairs and they see, what. So Miss Essie is like, how dare you embarrass me like this? Because, the girl come in, the boy coming out, he's half dressed. The girl, they already know what is going on. Anyways, I don't think I need to be doing play-by-play, but anyways, so the sister is jealous. And so at this point, the sister, when they get home, Sarah and Miss Essie, they kind of have it out because Miss Essie was like, basically, you're a hoe. She's like, what? But Miss Essie don't feel like she's no hoe. Let me tell you one thing about Miss Essie. Jonas ain't there for her. So Miss Essie, she got some men on the side. Well, I ain't gonna say men, but she got a man on the side. Miss Essie ain't for the fuck shit. So, she loves Jonas, but she takes it as it is. He only come around when he come around. She's like, I'm being your toilet. But she got a man too, because she had when he did come the one time, she had to hurry get this man about her house because her husband here. Man said, you got a husband, basically. But anyways, so when Miss Essie and Sarah gets into it, Sarah pushes her mom down. Sometimes she pushes her down the stairs. So she calls Joyce, which is the auntie, to come help. There's been an accident or whatever. So when they get to the hospital, Joyce is, overly concerned because she considered Miss Essie as a friend. But all around, I thought Essie was just hating, but that's her husband. So, and I guess, it's painful to watch him with another woman and not, acknowledge her in public. So Essie is in the hospital, and basically they're trying to figure out what happened. And Sarah said, it's your fault. Because basically spilled the beans on what the fuck didn't happen. That, my mom was his wife. So it's all out. No, wait a minute. Let me get it right. Did she spill the beans? I think she did. Because I don't think the brother did. I don't know. I done forgot that damn quick. Look, it's been a whole lot going on. But I believe it was Sarah. So sis is all out. And Joyce is just like too outdone. Here, I done confided in this woman, and you telling me she's the second wife? And she probably thinking of all the shit I done told her. And all you probably did is went back and told her all the shit I said. Because she talked about, cheating, in the situation with the side chick / second wife, which really is the third wife. So when all this stuff comes out, the second wife finds out, and she's like outdone because she's like, oh, like he cheated on both of us. So finally, Magesh, he can live his life because his life has been on hold because he's been pretending to be married to this woman for 20 years. I'm like, this is only in the movie. But anyways, so long story short, the young girl, excuse me, shit, what's the damn girl? Maffoon? I don't know. The daughter of Joyce. And the daughter of Joyce has a friend named Lindy, a Lindy, or something like that. And you see Lindy there, like they're still in school, but Lindy kind of works at a club too. So she sees Jonas with the with Essie. So the friend knows what's going on. But there's a situation where the parents are out of town before he marries or gets the second wife, which is the side chick lady. When the parents went out for holiday, you know, as they're getting back together, they come home, the kids had a house party. It's one part of that scene, because the kids in there doing what kids do, they drinking and everything else, is cups and everything. They came back early. But the best friend is up on the counter, and honey, she's up there like it looks like she's riding, and I noticed that, and he looks at her. So let's get into Lindy's story. Lindy is poor. She works at a bar. She has a boyfriend. She's telling her best friend, which is the daughter of Jonas, about this older man she's seeing, this rich older man. This girl knows her daddy, though. And I kind of felt a little weird about it because it used to be, okay, right now, as things go, when a much older man who is like 45, this girl is still in school, so I would imagine she's probably 17. We frown upon it now. 30 years ago, it wasn't really frowned upon. We don't have the same, you know, like social cues we had before, where, you know, Elvis Presley married somebody about 14, you know, R. Kelly messing around with young girls, and what most of us say, they fast, right? So this girl is fast. Because see, she's telling the niece, the cousin, which is Sarah, which is really the half sister, and the sister Maffoon, the bestie Maffoon, about this older man. And she's like the girl you talk to about sex. And she's telling you about stuff you need to do, like put in the whipped cream where it's supposed to go, and the kind of lingerie you need to wear, you know, all those kind of things. And then she runs off to the bathroom, and they've been drinking, but she runs off to the bathroom. She throws up. I'm like, oh, that girl is pregnant. But, you know, you thinking she's pregnant by the boyfriend, because it hasn't really been introduced that they're having, it's the father and her. Meanwhile, Minzy, who is the older brother he's the oldest son of Jonas and Joyce. That's the oldest kid. He has a big crush on this girl, you know, and he's kind of like quiet, and he's not really outgoing. And he's like really in love with this chick. And, you know, things are not going right with her and her boyfriend, all those kind of shits, right? So, you know, he kind of stumbles on words when he's around her and everything. So his cousin, which is Freedom, his step cousin, Freedom, takes him to a strip club. So, you know, he's there at the strip club and every damn thing. And he sees the girl he loves, Lindy, going down on the man there. So all you know, he's shocked. He's like, he's about to have a heart attack. He's like stunned and everything. So it gives us a couple scenes, and then it kind of comes back and we see the mix. I'm like, why is he tripping? Because if it would have been just anybody, he probably stunned to see her going down on a man, but they're in a private room. She's going down on his daddy. Jonas. I said, God. But I'm like, I knew it. When he looked at that girl, so it kind of goes back down. The bestie had been coming over to their house since she was 8. She's been friends with his daughter since she was 8 years old. So the girl has been going on these holiday trips because not only is this man got all these extra houses, he's rich, he has a beach house. So he takes her to the beach house. This girl is feeling her motherfucking self. I'm with this older man. He's giving me money and everything. And he gets to really express himself sexually with her. Right? So this young girl is really, really good. Because see, the 2 old bitches that he's married to ain't giving him none. Now, Essie, she give him some now. But this young bitch here, young Lindy, is giving it to him. And he's getting to do all this kind of S&M things with her. Say the masochists. I mean, they doing it, right? So now let me tell you something about Jonas. Now I'm looking at Jonas, and I'm like, this man is knock-kneed and hippie, and he got boobs to me. I'm like, but he played the part. He really played the part. He just wasn't an attractive man to me, seems like he should have been. I was like, what? He got a hippie man and he knock-kneed. Oh, Lord. That's what maybe African culture is a little different than ours, because he was, man, you fucking knock-kneed motherfucker here, and you got the nerves to be doing all this shit? Well, so anyways, Lindy is with him, and he knows that she's pregnant, right? Because she tells him she's pregnant. She's a little scared or whatever. And he basically said, I'm going to get you a nanny. Children are a blessing and all these other things, because he's about to make her his 4th wife. And what have you. She goes to bed that night, or wakes up that morning or whatever, and she's miscarrying. So she calls, because Joyce is like a mother to her. She calls Joyce. Joyce comes to the hospital, and the girl's filling out these papers, and she put his name down. But Joyce was like, why do you have her? Because she comes in with her daughter. Like, why do you have her fill out these papers? She needs to be back there. They said, it's protocol. She said, but her daughter and Lindy both lets her know that this is a rich man that she's dealing with, and he's going to pay for this. And Joyce's like, why y'all keep telling me he rich? I don't care about that. Somebody needs to get her. So anyways, they are going somewhere. The girl's in the hospital. She had a miscarriage. The family, which would be the mother, Joyce, Minzy, and the fool, they all are supposed to have been going somewhere out of town. But what happened? The boy had a panic attack about something. Okay, the boy had a panic attack because they explained to him that the girl Lindy was pregnant and she had it, because they were talking about it. He overheard them, and he talking about it, about her being pregnant. And like I said, he already seen his daddy getting head from that girl. And he was like, he had a whole panic attack, so he had to go to the anxiety attack or whatever, to the hospital or whatever. So that cuts whatever they were going to do short. Mind you, this man and got this girl out the damn hospital. They brought him back to his main house, not taken to the beach house, but to the main house where the family is. So he got her upstairs in the tub. The family walks in. So, she goes upstairs to her room, and she notices the room looks different because there's clothes and stuff that ain't hers. It's on the bed. She goes into the bathroom, and she sees them in there. And he's like kind of, he's not in the tub. He's washing her up. So what the fuck? Honey, she gets a belt and started whooping their ass. Yes, she did. She started whooping their ass. I'm like, what the hell? So, it becomes a big thing. The kids run, they hear all the commotion, they see the girl running down the stairs, in a towel. The son is angry. So now he's trying to swing on the daddy. It was crazy. It was crazy. So the girl gets out of there because first she tries to stand behind Minzy like he's going to protect her. Bitch, you on your own. Bitch, you fucking my daddy. You was the one I was in love with. The sister, Mafoon, I'm not saying her name right or whatever, but the sister, she's upset. First of all, we're already embarrassed because my dad got 2 wives, right? So all they know about the second wife. Then when they find out about the for real second wife, Essie, so it's like everything is out there. They are so embarrassed. Not only you didn't embarrass my mom to the highest power, then you fuck around and you're messing with my best friend. Then the stepmama, coleslaw bitch, comes in the house when all this commotion is going on. And she says, so this is the bitch that gave me gonorrhea? This man is fucking this young girl who is kind of fucking some of everybody. That gave that man gonorrhea. He done gave it to both of his motherfucking wives. And I think he gave him to all 3 of them. Because all of them taking medicine now. That's what's going to happen. All of them going to end up taking medicine. But in the meanwhile, while all this commotion is going on, this girl makes it home. Her mother comes back. So the mother going off because she really don't know what happened. All she knows is this girl only got beat by this woman. Well, so she calls the police, and the woman was like, she spread her legs to a grown man and this and that, the other, blaming the girl. And she's like, because she's like a daughter to me. She said, so you would allow your daughter, basically, allow your husband to fuck your daughter, basically. No, and he was like, I didn't, because she was saying, grape your daughter. He's like, I didn't grape anybody. Now, I'm saying, now I've seen, there's one, the lady, I think her name is Gugu, who plays Joyce, and she's doing like an interview, and she was saying, use the word like him via a pedophile, the character Jonas was. So I don't know how this girl was supposed to be, but I think maybe they're trying to, look at it like from a Western point of view, because this girl was not assumed to be like young teens, I would assume, because she's working in a bar, but I don't know what, and plus she was already active with her boyfriend. Because when she got pregnant, the boyfriend wanted to know, because he already knew that she was messing around with somebody because he couldn't get a hold of her. And then he tried to grab her phone because he was wanting to see what's on there. Now, the girl, her friends knew she was messing with an older guy. But like I said, they didn't know until that night that she was messing with the daddy. I said, that man embarrassed his wife on all motherfucking levels. I mean, it was, you didn't embarrass the shit out of me. Like, what did I do for you to do this kind of thing to me? So, she stepped away from her social media and whatever. So, honey, she devised a plan, honey. And let me tell you, because the first time she went to jail, because she went to jail twice, because she ended up goes to jail this night too, for beating on that girl. They called the police and she went to jail. And they, but she got out. But the first time she went to jail, she goes to jail and she meets a woman there. And the woman is in jail. I don't know what she went to jail for, but she was saying how her husband had cheated on her, and he gave her HIV. Remember that, okay? So in this, all this is going on, Jonas goes over to the side chick, coleslaw, second wife, third wife house. Third wife is deciding to leave. And she's trying to get things together because she's trying to get the fuck up out of there. She said, fuck this. You done made a fool of me, and I ain't about to do all this shit. Well, because at a point, the first wife and the side chick coleslaw lady kind of really become close. They are talking about things. You're just sitting around drinking and like, what the fuck, And so she decides to try to leave. But before she tries to leave, she tries to transfer a bunch of money over into her account. And they were saying, well, we have, for this sizable amount of money, we have to get, the main person on this account, to basically say this is okay. And she's like, well, I'm his wife. So the lady was like, well, we'll do it at a certain time. But basically, they informed him. So he comes on over there to that house. And, they kind of have it out. And what happens is he assaults her. And when I say assaults her, he tried to look like about to take her out. And he did it with a belt, and like he used the buckle part of it. And she was, injured badly. So we see that. And then the next scene we see, because it starts a new episode, the wife trying to cover up the black eye. Joyce. We're like, what the hell? I'm like, wait a minute, he went home and did that to her too? What it was, he came back home and he wanted some. She's like, hell no, you done gave me gonorrhea? Fuck no. She's like, go get you some Vaseline. Because she figured out she had gonorrhea when she went to jail and her stomach started hurting. And then she went and got tested and found out she had it. Well, Jonas wasn't having that. Now, all the years they've been married, because they've been married 20 plus years now, I said, now, the story is kind of getting wild because it just don't seem like, I said, is he supposed to be on drugs or something? That the man, I said, it seemed like he would have been cheating on her all before all these 20, 19, 18 years. Well, because she told him, said those things. Now, I already said he's a narcissist. He's egotistical. Like she is beneath him. He does the same thing, but not as bad as what he did to the other lady. And she said, you hit me? Your wife? You hit me? And he essays her too. That was her last straw, honey. She devised a plan. So he out here doing all the shits. And then this woman comes, because she knew that he still can't help himself. And at this time, she sees the bruises on the second wife / third wife, coleslaw lady. And, she was like, oh my God. So she said, ask the second / third wife, Matipa lady, coleslaw lady. She asked her if she could keep the kids for a while, the twins. Why she go do some things. She got she's keeping them kids, and she was like, oh, she ain't made it back yet, whatever. That lady left her with them kids. I think there was a note in their diaper bag that the maid read. And she left, she said, basically she couldn't do it. She basically said she was sorry. She ate crow. So, because like I said, the first wife, Joyce, she's very good at putting on for the public and recovering, playing the public and whatever. So she devised this plan, and we don't find out the plan until later. So, he's moved in with the new side chick, Lindy. He done moved into the second wife house, which was Matipa's house with the twins. He done moved in there, moved the girl in there, honey. She thinks she got it going on because, they lived over in the ghetto in them little shanty town. And so she got it going on, but honey, She tacky as hell. She don't clean up. The house is a mess. Well, he's there with her and everything. And before he's there with her, another lady comes over and she's lost. And he can't resist himself. So he gets to screwing this lady. Well, it turns out the lady that he's screwing is the lady that was in jail who had AIDS, right? Yeah, HIV. The wife set it up, and it all doesn't come out because he gets low sick. He goes, he has pneumonia, but then the doctor tells him there's other things wrong, that he's HIV positive. He's like, HIV positive? No, I don't have HIV. He kept saying, I don't have it. But before this, he was poisoned, and the wife paid for it to look like, for the doctors to say it was a heart attack because she tried to poison him. She even got a gun to try to keep, to pow him. She went, because he pissed her off. I think this is when this is when she found out about them twins. And she had got the gun. So he thought she was suicidal. And the brother lets him know, hey, it's nothing like a woman scorned. He was like, yeah, I know I put her through a whole lot of whatever, but she gonna always be there. To death do us part is what he kept saying. To death do us part. Because he wasn't leaving that first wife. Only way you leaving me is we died. Well, what happens? He gets low sick. He ain't taking the HIV medicine. So he's really sick. He's over there at that house with that young girl. The girl's keeping her trifling. He over there sick as a dog. The for real second wife, Essie, comes over there because she knows he's sick. She comes over there, bringing him soup, trying to help nourish him. Because like I said, this lady was his safe place. She already knew what the fuck shit was. But her relationship was they were friends first. So she still cared about him, even though he did her child dirty and all that stuff. He gets sick. She's trying to nourish him and everything, honey. The young girl over there with another nigga laid up in the other room. They over there fucking. The man over there calling her name, talking about you, bitch. He laid up and swallowed. He then went on with himself. He can't do nothing. So then finally one day Lindy gets ready to leave the house, and he's, calling for help. Finally, she gets him over to the bathroom, honey, and she sprays him down like a dog in the shower. Talking about you done messed yourself and all this stuff. Ultimately, she takes him to his first wife. She said, honey, my time is up. I'm just a girlfriend. I'm going to take you to your wife and let her take care of you. Drop him off to the wife was having a book, like a book release. So she talk about, like all the things she's overcome. And bring this AIDS-ridden man up in there in a wheelchair, and he's still talking shit. I'm like, oh my God. So she brings him up in there. So then the son, even though it seems like, he kind of forgave him, and really try to help his dad or whatever. First, dad didn't want to take no help from him because he's mad that the son tried to swing on him because he think the son was too soft for him. So, but when he was up there, trying to do something to his mama, that's when he was swinging on him and everything. Well, the son only got close to his dad for him to change that dang on, to change his will, his beneficiary, and made him beneficiary of everything. The mama, like I said, and the man is sick. So he asked the Mama Joyce, to lay with him, because he's sick. I mean, you can tell he's about to go. So she lays, get up in the hospital bed and kind of lays there with him. Now, we just think it's kind of a sweet moment because really he dies the next day. That woman said, hell no, motherfucker. She told him everything. She sitting there whispering into him and letting him know, yeah, you know that girl that you laid up with? Yes, she had AIDS. This is why you in this predicament. And yes, Minzy, he was only being nice to you. So you would change that will. She let all this shit go. So he died the next morning because she hear everybody screaming or whatever. So when he dies, when he goes to the morgue, basically Essie, because Essie is pissed off with her because she wouldn't let Essie visit him when he was at her house. And she was upset about it. And she was more furious at Essie because they had a relationship and didn't know that she was being fooled. So Essie actually took his body, claimed his body, and was having a funeral down there in the damn what you call it, in the slum. So when they went to try to claim the body from the funeral home, they was like, wait a minute, where is it? They said he already been taken. So then they had to find out where the funeral was so they can go grab him up. And they was lowering the casket in the ground, honey. Honey, she had the police come get him. And she told Essie, I better not catch you at that damn funeral because I'm going to have you arrested. Well, they have the funeral. Because this is how we start with the funeral. And this is how we find out the things she said to him. Because when she tells him, oh, you thought, to death will do us part. Look at you now. And then, they kind of do the role play of how she told him the night before he died, how, I got your ass. This is what happened. And this is because you could not resist other women. You are the reason why you're dead right now. So Essie still come to the funeral. Essie come, the new side chick come, and then Matifa, she comes too. Matifa comes, she come with her new man. She come with her new man. And, all the kids are there. So the oldest girl gets up and talks about her dad and what each woman meant to her. I thought that was nice. And when she says all these things, she had all of the siblings come up there. Now, the brother, he didn't, he's outside crying about everything. So Minzy is outside. The young girl, Lindy, who is the new side chick, but ain't worth shit. She goes, she's crying because, honey, your well done ran dry. So she goes outside. It comes on to the sun. The sun in there screwing her outside. And he ends up basically being just like his daddy. Long story short. So, but this show had a lot of twists and turns. I'm just giving y'all a summarized version of it because it's 22 episodes. Y'all have to go and watch it. It's good. He is the next Mr. He is the next, what was his name? Charles from Diary of a Mad Black Woman. He is all of those things. I've seen on different memes that Happy Father's Day to everybody but Jonas. I mean, he played that part, So I've seen, I've been on Instagram and I've been kind of all on their pages and stuff. And, they said who was the one who couldn't hold it together, like doing their skirts, like always laughing. It was Essie. That's I can see because she seemed funny. In the part she plays, she's kind of boisterous, kind of more ghetto, where the wife is very prim and proper. But that man was dog ass dirty. I said he's way worse than Martell. But I would say this, honey. The side chick realized that, hey, all that glitter is not gold. One day you too will get old and let you have some babies and see what it's like. And then, especially when she realized he was cheating on both of them, especially when he didn't even spend a birthday with neither one. But yeah, his actions led to his own demise. And the wife set the whole damn thing up. It's a good. You have to watch it. It's very, very good. I wish it could be a part 2 about the son. I just hate that the son messed around with the new side chick. Because I would, if I don't know the situation, I would assume this girl got AIDS too or HIV. I don't know, but that's it. That's all. I've been on here long enough. Y'all have to go and watch it. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I will say it's really good. A good watch. So, if you like suspense, and I like the kind where it goes back and forth, from past to present and everything in between, it's good. So y'all need to check it out. That's my recap of The Polygamist. And I'll be going down on Thursdays. I'm going to call it Netflix and Chill. And we can do each episode. I mean, I'm going to do like every 3 episodes. And we can kind of get a better breakdown of the movie because it got a lot of twists and turns. I watched it one time through. I want to go back and watch it again and see what I missed. So y'all go watch it. We could talk about it later this coming Thursday. Y'all have a great evening. And thank you for joining me. And please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll check y'all. Look, tomorrow, Brandy and I will be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta. So check out our review. We'll probably be on about 9:30. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.